and now he's about the rest of Texas. Let's get to work. Where's my friend? The Joe Rogan endorsed candidate for president of 2026. Representative James Talarico.
And did Aisha Davis speak? Is she here? Aisha Davis, give it up for Aisha Davis. These two colleagues of mine are some of the most impressive, talented, hardworking elected officials in the state of Texas. And Mahala, I should tell you, is right here, is one of the most effective representatives, and y'all are so lucky to have her representing this county. And then Aisha is a freshman. Typically, freshman legislators are to be seen and not heard. That's what I did when I was a freshman. But this last session, every time I looked up, Aisha was passing a bill off the House floor. She is a rock star. You're going to be hearing a lot from these two, and I am so lucky to call them colleagues and friends. So thank you both for being here. And DFW, thank you for being here. Thank you all for having me. Before I was a politician, I was a public school teacher. I taught 6th grade language arts at Rhodes Middle School on the west side of San Antonio. I often say teaching middle school is the best preparation for politics.
Hell yeah!
The west side of San Antonio is a beautiful, historic Mexican-American neighborhood. It's also one of the poorest zip codes in the entire state of Texas. So every day my students struggled heroically to overcome poverty, racism, and systems designed to hold them back. My students weren't just kids, they were survivors, dreamers, fighters. I saw in their eyes this unshakable resolve, this unconquered spirit. Their hearts burned with a fire older than the world. There was a word that the veteran teachers would use to describe the kids on the west side. A Spanish word, ganas. Growing up, I saw that same fight in my mother, a preacher's daughter from Laredo who left home at 19, moved up to Austin, met my birth father, a 21-year-old high school dropout whose drinking problem sometimes led to violence. And one night, he became abusive again. But that night, my mother's love rose to meet it. And she packed all our stuff into her little Ford Escort. She drove me to the hotel where she worked. The manager let us stay in one of the rooms until we could find this little apartment in East Austin. There wasn't room for a nursery, so I slept in a crib in her closet. And she was so proud of that closet. She decorated it with toys and pictures. No one was going to tell her it wasn't a nursery. Like my students, my mom was a fighter. And back then, she looked over at the state capitol and she saw Texas Democrats like Ann Richards and Bob Bullock fighting for her. And so, when I was 5 years old, she told me we were Democrats because she said, Democrats fight for the people. Now, let's be honest, we haven't seen that fight from the National Democratic Party in quite a while. But in this moment of crisis, we need fighters, not folders. Imagine a Democratic Party that stands up to big money and isn't beholden to it. Imagine a Democratic Party that listens. Imagine a Democratic Party that delivers on housing, healthcare, education, and actually defeats the right-wing extremists who have taken over this country. National Democrats don't know how to fight. They are comfortable on the coasts and comfortable with the status quo. But there's something about living in a red state that makes you scrappy. Because Texas Democrats know how to fight. Whether it was LBJ pushing the Great Society through Congress, or Barbara Jordan impeaching Richard Nixon. Or Wendy Davis holding the floor of the Texas Senate for 13 hours. Or Beto O'Rourke interrupting Greg Abbott's press conference in Uvalde. Texas Democrats know how to fight for the people from Ghana. That's what we do. We fight for the many against the powerful few, whether they are bullies, bigots, or billionaires. You know, the more I see what's happening in this state and in this country, the more I think the only minority destroying America is the billionaires.